Game 123 is in the chat. What's going on, Game 123? Game 123, I'm doing good. How about yourself, man? How about yourself? You feeling good? It's almost Friday tomorrow. We're so close to the weekend. Happy to hear that, Game 123. Matt is alive, has arrived, digging the dive, striving to survive, drive to thrive. High five, subscribed, and like the live. What's going on, Matt? It's good to see you. Okay. What's going on, guys? Don't forget to hit that like button on the live if you haven't. Don't forget to hit that like button on the live if you haven't. We got Lev in the chat. What's going on, Lev? Game 123 says, I can't wait for Super Mario Galaxy on the Switch too. Me either, man. It'll be here in just a few more days. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 coming on, I believe that's October 2nd, and then just a few days after that, Pokemon Legends ZA comes out. We got Click It in the chat. What's going on, Click It? Guys, don't forget to hit that like button on the live. Don't forget to hit that like button on the live. It does help out a lot. Koopa says, this a new game plus? Or did you 100% it yet? So, Koopa, this is the DLC for the game. This came out last Friday. I want to say last Friday this came out. So this is like an add-on to my 100% playthrough. Dragor says, hey man, I missed the stream yesterday. I didn't see a link for it. No worries at all, Dragor. We did post it in there, I believe, but it's all good. I had an unusual streaming day yesterday. I didn't get the chance to stream at my usual time. Even tonight, I'm starting way later than usual. Okay, we unlocked the hilltop layer. Let's do it. Lav says it's Emerald Rush time. That's right. It's Emerald Rush time. You should add the thing to the server that automatically links your live when you start. It could be useful. I don't know how to do that, but to be honest, I always post that I'm live on the Discord. So I really doubt, like, I'm not gonna, I won't forget to do it. He said if she's lurking, hey, Beham. She might be in here, I don't know. You said you just start playing this game? No. Right now on stream, yes, but no. I 100%ed this game shortly after it came out, so I'm returning to it to play the DLC. This came out last week, the DLC. Whoa. Smash some stone. Isn't there stone right here? Oh, okay. Aztec Gaming is in the chat. You said, hey, don't disrespect my sister B-Raz. What's going on, man? I saw your message, man. I hope you're recovering nicely from your surgery, man. I didn't get the chance to respond yet, but here you are, so hope you're doing well, man. B-Raz being the muscle of the channel is so funny. GMC's back in the chat. What's going on, GMC? Yeah, we're back on Donkey Kong, man. We're playing the DLC. Playing the Emerald Rush DLC. You said you're surprised Donkey Kong got DLC for you and me both, man. Very unexpected. Very, very unexpected. Bullet Bill says I predicted the chip upgrades. I can't believe that. That you did. We should call her Bam Bam. Bam Bam's funny too, man. I have not seen the V-Rank video, Bullet Bill. Gabby's in the chat and you're saying you're so tired. Me too, Gabby. Me too. I had a very long night at work yesterday and a long day at work today. So my day was so long yesterday, it messed up my streaming schedule entirely. $15.5 hours? Oh my goodness. Dragor says B-Ras swoops in more like Batman than a caveman. Bullet Bill says I'm mad they didn't add the DK crew from 64 and Emerald Rush is fun, but is it worth $20? I haven't gotten far enough into it to tell you if it's worth it or not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. For me, Bullet Bill, I don't know if I would say it's worth the 20. I would definitely say that it's worth. Oh, okay. Guess I gotta keep going down. I would definitely say it's worth at least 10. I also could have seen this. If it had just been DK Island that they added, I would say it probably should have been free, but them adding in an entirely new game mode that's entirely different from how you played the base game, I'm comfortable with them charging for this. This feels accurate to me to charge for something like this. $20 though? I don't know. Dude. Gabby says, oh, Koopa says I'd play a DK64 remix, so would I. Gabby says it was it was inventory prep and had a visit. Plus I had to clean up both yesterday and today's mess, and we were surprised by the early start of inventory tonight, which was supposed to start tomorrow. Oh my goodness. So it was just all over the place today. Bullet Bill says, I'm surprised they even made a DLC so early. I wasn't expecting it to... honestly, I wasn't either. I wasn't expecting it either. But here we are. Absolute chaos. It sounds like it, Gabby. Are you missing your vacation yet already, or no? Dude. GMZ says, I hope Mario Kart is next. Also, how do you feel about getting another tennis game for Mario? To be honest, I think it would have been nice if they had gone for Mario Baseball, because it's weird because it does feel like we got Mario Tennis not that long ago, but that's actually not true. We got Mario Tennis like almost like 8 years ago with the Switch 1 version. So I think we were kind of overdue for a new tennis game, but I think it would have been cool to break that a little bit if they had given us, like, let's say, Mario Baseball. I think that would have been really cool if they had done that. But, I mean, we are overdue for a new tennis game. It's been about 7-8 years, so... Mario Basketball, I would love, but they haven't done that since the DS and the GameCube. And even the GameCube really wasn't. It was an EA title. This is such a weird Emerald Rush one. Like, there's not like a lot of emeralds. You said, alright, I gotta ask, who freaked out like me when the new movie was announced? I didn't freak out because I expected the new movie because they announced it a while ago. So it was nice to see. It was interesting that it was Mario Galaxy themed, though, I will say that. Aztec says they should do Mario Olympics. Here's the weird thing about that, Aztec. Remember they used to do the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games? It turns out that those games were funded by the Olympics, and they've decided not to do that anymore. Very strange. So they're not doing any of those anymore. I don't know why that happened, but that's what's going on. Dragor says 15 people in the chat, but only 7 likes. Let's get those numbers up, people. I appreciate that. Bullet Bill says, I'm not going to lie, I was excited for the movie also. They were funded by the Olympics. They were funded by the Olympics, yeah. They were. The Olympics themselves have like some kind of organization that had like a fund that they could allocate to different projects to promote the Olympics. And those games were on the receiving end of those funds for many years. That's why we always ended up getting some, but for whatever reason, they just don't. They don't do them anymore. They decided not to fund it anymore. I don't know. I always thought that was very interesting. Yeah, I guess. I guess so, Koopa. But I just think. I think they also probably just didn't have interest in pursuing it without the funding. I think the games being paid for made them more interested in creating them. Because, I mean, if we're being honest, those Mario and Sonic games weren't that great. They weren't bad, but they weren't, like, outstanding. You said also, you know, some of these upgrades in Emerald Rush are OP. I do know. Drager says, but honestly, so many people are positive about the game. I'm surprised Nintendo hasn't taken it upon themselves to make it without the Olympics under a new name. It is a positive and interesting thing that they exist. I just don't think that the games are that great. Like, they weren't really any better than, let's say, something like Wii Sports, to me. And they also weren't any better than something that you could find, like, let's say, in Mario Party. Aztec says, do they not know that it helps the actual Olympics get more recognition? They know, but that was part of the deal, is the Olympics funded it for marketing. But I don't know, man. They decided to not pursue that anymore. Who could say why they decided to go that path? I don't know. We got B-Raz in the chat. What's going on? B-Raz has joined us in the chat, guys. You said, I swear I'm gonna lose it when we get Mario Party, like we get it. Also, I wish they put more goated Paper Mario games on the Switch. Well, you already have a lot of Paper Mario games on the Switch. You have the original Paper Mario. You have the best Paper Mario, which is Thousand Year Door. They remade it. You have Paper Mario and the Origami King. And they're gonna put out a Paper Mario on the Switch too. So you're gonna have 4 of them. Super Paper Mario's okay. Paper Mario Color Splash is okay. Sticker Star is okay. You know, they're not that great. Vibes is in the chat. What's going on, Vibes? Good to see you, Vibes. Vibes coming in hot with the 199 dono. Let's go. Setting the chat off right with that 199. Appreciate you, Vibes. Let's go. And another 199. Vibes is on fire. My goodness. It's like when Vibes comes in, Vibes knows. Vibes wants to come in and set a tone every time. I respect it. Yeah, we gotta get some W's in the chat for Vibes. Vibes coming in crazy, man. Shout out to Vibes. Nah, Aztec, you gotta chill, man. You gotta chill. You gotta heal up. Big love and big shout out to Vibes with the 199 donos. Koopa with the 279. Let's go. That's what Koopa, that's the Canadian. That's the Canadian dollars, I think they're called, the CA. Appreciate that, Koopa. Vibe says, honestly, man, you're the only streamer I actually tune in for. I respect that, man. I respect that. You said, I saw you said you're live on the Discord, and I was like, hell yeah, let's go, Vibes. I appreciate that, man. Listen, I'm gonna try my best to continue to be the only streamer that you feel is worth tuning in for. I appreciate that, man. That's very kind of you. I really do appreciate that, guys. And thank you so much, Koopa, for that 279, which translates to 199 USD. I appreciate that. Appreciate it, Koopa. Let's go, Vibes. Vibes is setting the vibe up. It's almost Friday. It's almost Friday, too, which is exciting, so. Vibes with another 199. Let's go. Bullet Bill says, I agree. I come in when there's good games and enjoy this gameplay. I appreciate it. My goodness, guys. It's very, very kind of you, as always. And shout out to my guy Koopa with the dono as well. I really appreciate it. You guys are both awesome. GMZ says George is always going to be my favorite YouTuber no matter what. He's honest and always takes the time to read chats. W, bro. I appreciate that, GMZ. I try my best to read all the chats. Sometimes you guys are running up the chat. I try my best to read all the chats. Sometimes I can't, though. Gabby says W, Vibes, W, Koopa. And Vibes popping in again with another 199. He cannot be stopped. He's on fire. My goodness. Vibes on fire. Vibes is absolutely on fire. Massive love, massive shout out, massive respect to Vibes. And of course, major shout out as well to Koopa. You said Vibes paid for the DLC. You low-key kind of did, if you think about it. That's funny. The DLC sponsored by Vibes. This DLC gameplay you're seeing is sponsored by Vibes. Oh my gosh. You said it's Vibes Friday. It's almost Friday over here, man. It's almost Friday. I don't know if I like this map, bro. This is a mess to me. I feel like there's no emeralds anywhere. You said, GMZ says you got to get them likes up for my man. I know. You know what? It's all good with me. As long as you guys are in here and we're hanging out, I'm having a good time. I'm not super stressed about the likes or the views or anything. The Donkey Kong Bananza DLC sponsored by Vibes, though. That's a good ring to it if you think about it. Shout out to Vibes with the big time donos, man. I appreciate that. Dude, there's literally like no emeralds anywhere. Bullet Bill says, guys, we need to make this Vibes paid for this a meme in the chat. Dragor says, how many levels are there in total? I don't know. I think that you might be able to do this on every level in the game, but I don't know. You say you miss hearing Go Banana. I know it doesn't do it in this mode. B-Raz says we need a Vibes emote in the Discord. I might have to agree. At this point, Vibes might just be a channel sponsor. Because this is just getting out of hand. Vibe says the emote has to be my dog. Aztec says George's live stream brought to you by Vibes. That's right. A Tribe Called Gaming where we serve up nothing but the best vibes. Ah. Koopa says, I still don't understand the emerald concept. Mark's in the chat. What's going on, Mark? So basically, all the gold in the level has been turned into emerald. That's what's going on. And then you have to, in this mode, try and collect as much emeralds as you can. Which is fine. I don't think this map or this level is showcasing that well because there's like not a lot of emerald. Or maybe that's the point. Maybe they tried to make it a little more difficult. But I can say that this level is the only one. This is the third level I've done. It's the only one I've done where I'm like having any kind of difficulty because I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what like where there's no emerald. Hit the checkpoint. What?
Should we go there?
Mark says, bro, I got promoted to senior technical artist yesterday. Let's go, Mark. Let's clap it up for Mark. That's big time, man. Congrats. Congrats. You said, thank you so much, George. Thank you all so much, chat. It means so much. It's been a hard 3 years. You deserve it, man. Just like GMZ says, you deserve it. Vibe says, hey, George, a bit of a specific random question, but have you ever owned any reptiles? I have not. I have not, sir. This one's crazy. There's just so many fossils everywhere, which is great. But there isn't like not that many emeralds though. Okay, where? We just start flying around the map.
Should we go there?
Unknown Burgers in the chat. What's going on, Unknown? Mark says, Bullet Bill, the goal is to start my own studio and make great games again. I love that, Mark. Bacon says, a bearded dragon is a good pet. They're like dogs. One of my coworkers has a bearded dragon. She always is talking about it. Bullet Bill says, I still wonder how Void Kong survived. Aztec says, hard, honest work pays off, Mark. Remember that and stay humble. You will get far. That's right, Aztec. Vibe says, Koopa, any reptiles is cool in my opinion, but I have 2 turtles. Shout out to your turtles, Vibes. I know your turtles are chilling all the time. Koopa says, Mark, get Nintendo to make Paper Mario again. Mark says, Aztec, you're right. Many sleepless, hard-fought nights. That's right, and now you got promoted, bro. Congrats again to Mark. That's awesome, bro. It's really awesome. Okay, now where's the next one? Oh, hit the checkpoint? That's easy.
Should we go there?
Shade says they're vibing, one could say. I agree. I have a feeling his turtles are catching a vibe. Aztec says, hey Mark, if you ever need voiceover, let me know. Let's go, Aztec. Koopa says, if I had a turtle, I'd name it Koops from Thousand Year Door. I love Thousand Year Door Koops, man. We're going to have to do Thousand Year Door on the channel. We're going to have to do that. You know what, Mark? Let me know too, man. If you ever need some voiceover work for your upcoming games, let me know. You said I look like a reptile kind of guy? That's... If you say so, man. Bullet Bill says, Thousand Year Door is the perfect Paper Mario. I agree. I agree with that. And we got a new level unlocked. Mark says, once I start my studio, I'd love to have it filled with talented homies. Man, I love that, bro. I can't wait to hear you going off and doing that. That's going to be awesome. Yeah, you see we got the A rank. Appreciate that W, Bullet Bill. And we unlocked a new layer to play on. Yeah, let's go back to the island real quick. Let's go back. Bullet Bill says your go to George and A rank is awesome. I appreciate that, Bullet Bill. Trying my best. Shade says, I don't know why, but I'm in such a twisted metal mood. It might be because of all the carnage we're doing here on Donkey Kong. Twisted Metal Rocks Vibe says, I agree, man. Twisted Metal's awesome. There's like a Twisted Metal show, too. Is anybody watching that? I haven't seen it. Let's go.
Suits you.
Unknown Burger says, Frieza's gonna go crazy if you play... doesn't that level looks like Dragon Ball Z. I thought exactly that. Koopa says, I only ever played Twisted Metal PS1. That's valid. That's the only one you needed to play. Bullet Bill says, they like Pauline's dress. Okay, let's go. So, we just unlocked the lagoon layer, right? Yeah, okay. Let's go do the lagoon layer. Let's go see what this is about. Shay says, I've heard it's okay, and I only got to play the one on PS2. It's fun, man. It is fun. Mark says, George, when are you going to sesh with the bongos? I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a great question. Maybe if they put Donkey Kong Jungle Beat on GameCube NSL, I'll play with the bongos. Vibe says, I played Twisted Metal on PS2 along with Guitar Hero. Oh man, Guitar Hero was classic. Bullet Bill says, there's not much levels on Emerald Rush. Really? You need golden bongos. I wish, dude. Koopa says, if he played Jungle Beat, the clapping in the mic would be loud. I know, that would be kind of crazy. I don't know how we would deal with that, actually. But we figure it out. We need to play Silk Song with the bongos. Oh my god, dude. Bro. He said, avoid Kong's lazy, man. Go get the emerald yourself. I agree with you, man. You said you need to play Guitar Hero. What a game. Have you played? They kind of have like a Guitar Hero style game on Fortnite. Have you played that? I guess it's more like Rock Band than anything else. Fun Festival, right? Fortnite Festival. They recently made a really awesome guitar for it. That I didn't know. But me and B-Raz played it. We tried it out just with the controller. We didn't have like a guitar or anything. It was cool. This is Donkey Kong Smash Everything Unknown. This absolutely is. And that's also what Bananza was, if we're being honest. Regular Bananza was that too. What? Mark says, you have an awesome childhood, bro. You had an awesome childhood. Guitar Hero 3 is goated. And then Vibe says, that's my favorite Guitar Hero. Mark, it has the best soundtrack in my opinion. It's a lot of fun to play with the guitar. I recently picked one up off Facebook Marketplace for $50. That's a really good deal. Shade says, if only Xbox would bring Guitar Hero back. I think maybe they were thinking about it, and then Fortnite did what they did, and they're probably like on the fence about it now. Koopa says, through the fire and the flames, nostalgic. Mark says, vibes, the soundtrack was insane, man. Please tell me you could finish through the fire and flames. Vibe says, I can currently finish through the fire and flames. I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to Guitar Hero. I love that. He said, it got me into actual guitar, which is my favorite hobby. That's so awesome, dude. That's awesome. The fact that the game got you interested in the actual instrument is really cool. No way, dude. Come on. Okay. Unknown says, when DK tries to grab those purple boulders cubes, why does he look like he's banging his head? That's funny. Vibe says, I sometimes think about it, Marco, but people really are nuts at the game. I feel as if most rhythm games... Wait, hold on. I feel as if about most rhythm games. I don't know if you heard of Osu, but I play it too and want to stream it. I just don't know if I'd impress anyone. You should try it. You should definitely try it. Don't necessarily think about the impressing anyone aspect. Okay, so what? Smash the emerald lumps. Which are they're at the bottom. Okay, so we'll just go straight to the bottom now. Shay says Osu is a nightmare. Mark says, I'd be impressed, bro. Never heard of Osu, but please do you, man. You will bring your own skills to the table. That's right. Exactly, man. I'm not anything outstanding at the games I'm playing, but I just have a lot of fun. I like chatting with you guys. I like connecting with you guys. And that seems to be enough, you know? You should try it out. Don't think about like you have to be like the greatest player in the world or whatever. Vibe says, I'm thinking about streaming a lot, but at the same time, I also want to put out music, so I'm kind of in a conundrum. You know what would be interesting, Vibes? What if you streamed yourself creating music? I think that would be a lot of fun. Aztec says, just have fun with it, bro. And also to go back to that idea, Vibes, you know, a lot of people want to make music, but they don't know how. And that would be really interesting to kind of show off the creative process. Vibe says, I appreciate it, Marco. Everyone in this chat is really solid. Same thing with George. Just a really awesome stream to tune into. I appreciate that, Vibes. We have a good community here. We have a really, really great group of people. Shade says, yeah, because you already have that part covered. Mark says, Aztec is right. You just got to have fun. And be yourself, you know. Koopa says, being engaging with chat is 200% better content than how good you are at the game. That's right, Koopa, I agree. I think if you're an amazing, insane player, that's cool and interesting to watch too, but I think it's also really good to connect with your chat. Connect with the community, you know. Vibe says, that's a really good idea, George. I'm going to stream next jam session me and my band have and see how it goes. Yeah, I was literally just having this conversation with a friend of mine. He makes music as well, but he doesn't necessarily play instruments. He uses like a drum machine. He makes like hip hop kind of music, and he was like saying how he wants to do stuff like that, like streaming and this and that. And I was like, dude, show off the process. And I was like giving him ideas. I was like, I think it would be cool if you brought in an artist and you made the beat from scratch all on stream, and then you had an artist come in and sing on the song or rap or whatever. And that would be really cool for people to see the process, because there's so many people who want to know what it takes to make music, but they don't know anything about it, you know? Mark says, let's go Vibes. Vibe says, yeah, I prefer George over any big streamer because he actually interacts and talks to me. George is goated for real. I appreciate that, man. It's very kind to you guys. I guess I'm doing something right, man. I guess I'm doing something right. All of you guys have such nice things, such positive feedback for me. I really do appreciate it. You know, a couple times earlier on in the streaming journey, I kind of asked you, like, I was like, well, what do you guys, you know, what do you guys like, or what do you guys enjoy about the stream? Because I was kind of just looking for feedback, and everybody's always just said so many nice things. Like, I really, really do appreciate it. Mark says, George, you're a legend. Keep it up, soldier. Major salute to you, Mark. I appreciate that. Koopa says, I tune into that stream. It's a really good idea. See, Vibes? I'm giving out free game, guys. You never know until you try it. Vibe says, yeah, for sure. I have a couple homies who are producers and or make beats or both. And I wish they'd stream it, just put themselves out more. Well, you see, that's what I'm saying, you know? I think there's so many people that would love to see that process, but they just don't know, you know, anything about it. And, you know, a lot of the people that make music, you know, a lot of them are kind of nerds, and I mean that in a good way. They're nerds, and they're kind of introverted, and they're kind of hermits. They kind of keep to themselves, that kind of vibe, and they don't share their process. So, like, you don't even know, like how are they doing this stuff, you know? I think it's a good idea. If you have the capacity to make music and stream, and you should, dude. You absolutely should. Shade says, well, mostly good feedback, not for Destiny 2. Vibes even agrees, says not for Destiny 2. Even Shade's the biggest Destiny 2 fan I know, and he's always slandering Destiny 2, which is hilarious to me. Vibe says, do you ever play with viewers, George? All the time, bro. All the time. All the time. Many, many, many nights have been spent playing with the chat. We played Mario Kart World, endless amount of races on Mario Kart World. We've played many, many Super Smash Brothers fights. Many Mario Party games have been played. I've even played some Marvel Rivals with the chat. We definitely play with the chat. I think you've just caught me while I've been playing a lot of single player games, but we have done many, many, many streams where we play with the chat. You said, what games do you play? I'm on PS5, but I'm sure there's some stuff we could run. Well, for instance, Marvel Rivals is one that I'm big on right now. I also have Fortnite, Rocket League, Fall Guys. We did play early on the channel. We did play a single 2 rounds of Fortnite, and we won the first round, which was cool. I don't really play multiplayer games on the PS5 because I don't have PlayStation Plus. But I do have a PlayStation 5. I also have the Xbox Series X, which is where I play a lot of my multiplayer games. Vibe says, Smash Ultimate, I'm sadly stuck on old gen Switch, but plan on... Yes, Smash Ultimate. Yeah, we play Smash Ultimate. We do. Aztec showing off. He says, I got a 10 terabyte PS5. This guy's amazing. He's got too many games. He can't stop. I think he might have swapped out the SSD and then maybe he uses an external. I don't know. I don't know if there's a 10 terabyte SSD. Okay, what is the defeat Emerald? Are they upstairs? They are upstairs. Is there like a quick way for me to get back up there? I don't know. I don't know that there is. Oh, there is. Koopa says external hard drive for PS4 games only, then an SSD for PS5 maybe. Oh, he's breaking it down right here. Aztec says a 4 terabyte external drive for all my PS4 games and 4 terabytes internal for PS5. Oh my goodness. Shade says I have like 300 gigs left on my Xbox. I don't really have any games I want to play at the moment. My Xbox is like always full. I have to delete stuff. Vibe says, I gotcha. I actually kept my PS4 for my old gen games. Well, you know, if you play PS4 games on a PS5, they perform better on the PS5. Like they play as if you're playing on a as if you were playing on a if you were playing on a PS4 Pro. So I love it. I play all my PS4 games on my PS5. Unknown says George is ruthless to anything that moves. Bro, I'm going in. Anything that gets in DK's way is done, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, 9 terabytes is a lot, Aztec. Koopa says Xbox sucks for storage because you can't install a internal aftermarket SSD. Gotta buy that Xbox One. Well, here's the thing, Koopa. Those Xbox ones that they sell are fairly cheap. Most of that has to do with nobody bought an Xbox.
Should we go there?
So they're pretty cheap. So anyone here keep a 360 for modding? I still have my 360, but I don't use it like that. Unknown says I took out the 2 rock golems with like 53 milliseconds. I had to do it. Koopa said, I didn't know they were cheap. Yeah, they're pretty cheap. They initially were pretty pricey when they came out. They were like half the price of the system because the system was 500 and then they were like 200, 250. But I've seen them for pretty cheap because, like I said, not that many Xbox Series X's have sold out there. So they just have inventory sitting. That's not me throwing shade at at the Xbox or anything. I love my Xbox Series X. I've played it a lot more than my PS5, but I'm also not gonna pretend like the sales are just out of this world. High five the elevator, which is... Oh, I gotta go down. Wait. Is it not? Vibe says I have like every 360 game because I modded my 360 and it only cost me $30. That's crazy. Dragger says I bought one for 500 USD. Oh my goodness. Shay says I bought mine before the price hike. I think you're talking about the Xbox. Yeah, I bought my Xbox Series X at launch. Can I not do this challenge? What's going on? Can I summon? No. Weird. Oh, there it is.
I knew we could do it.
So the only modded console I have is a Wii, but with GameCube Online launching, a lot of GameCube ROMs are getting taken down. Yeah, it makes sense. Because now the GameCube is almost like an active system again. Vibe says, I love modding consoles. My homies come to me when they want something modded. I recently modded my 3DS and I couldn't be happier with the outcome. Modded Wii is goated though. I modded mine especially for Mario 64. The 3DS has such a crazy library of games, dude. Like, it's actually ridiculous. And then if you count in the DS library of games too, like, it's just... There's so many games. Now, of course, you could play like Game Boy Advance stuff on there too. You said the Xbox One with 1 terabyte is going for 600. All the rest, the Xboxes are 150. Dude. Banger 267's in the chat. Are you coming to us live from America, Banger? Did you make it?
We did it.
That's incredible, bro.
Fantastic. You did great.
Got another A. We're in there. Dragor says the 3DS was so good, I feel like it was sad when the Switch released and we no longer were able to play all those games. I can't remember if the thing after the 3DS stopped it, though. I don't think it did. The thing after the 3DS? What do you mean after? Vibe says, I get to play Pokemon Ruby on the 3DS, and it's amazing. Sapphire and Ruby are incredible, man. Shade says, I still haven't modded my Steam Deck yet. That 32 gigs of RAM upgrade calling my name, though. Koopa says, I use my Xbox One a lot for backwards compatibility. You can play all those 360 games on there, original Xbox games. Banger says, yes, sir, I'm in Freedom Land. I'm so tired. I'm glad you made it here safely, man. Welcome, bro. Welcome. Void Kong looking like he sniffs... You said, wasn't there a thing after the 3DS? The Nintendo Switch came after the 3DS. If you're talking about the 3DS in general, there was the 3DS, there was the 3DS XL, Then they did the new 3DS. They did the new 3DS XL. Then they did the 2DS. And then they did a 2DS XL. That was like the 2DS family of systems there. Vibe says, I highly suggest modding the Steam Deck. It's fairly easy and it's so much more fun that way, in my opinion. And Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is in the chat. What's going on, man? Vibe says, I had a 2DS growing up. The thing was so weird. Did you have the one that folded, or did you have the one that was like the door stop where it was just one slate? I never had a 2DS, so I kind of regret not buying one. I do have a 3DS though. I got mine right next to me right now. This is my 3DS XL. This was my Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask edition. You had the doorstop one. Unknown says George is the type of person, if you talk to him, he would say, have you gone Bananzas? Vibe says, love Zelda so much. You and me both, man. You and me both. We got to do a Zelda stream. I got to play The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. Vibe says, what's your favorite in the series? Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask is my favorite. It's hard to pick a favorite because many of them are all so great, but I would say Majora's Mask is my favorite. Dragor says, I do think all consoles are missing out by not adding backwards compatibility and keeping an online catalog for older games. They'd make a ton. Dragor, the Xbox is really good for that. You can play Xbox Series X games, Xbox One games, Xbox 360 games, and original Xbox games on the Xbox. It's really only PlayStation that's like bad in terms of backwards compatibility. Natively, that is. I'm strictly talking natively. Like you can't put a PS1 disc or a PS2 disc or a PS3 disc in your PS5 and play those games the way you can on the Xbox. Game123 says, I have to go to bed. See you next stream. Have a good night. Alright, Game123, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you on the next one. Koopa says, Twilight Princess HD only being on the Wii U is done, but Skyward Sword on the Switch baffles me. Trust me, they'll bring over Twilight Princess and Wind Waker over to the Switch too eventually. They'll do it. Vibe says, Majora's Mask is a close second for me. Wind Waker was always special to me because it was my introduction. You said PlayStation could absolutely improve. I agree. Ghost Girl's in the chat. What's going on, Ghost Girl? Back to that Zelda conversation. I'll tell you some of my favorite Zeldas in no order. Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time. A Link Between Worlds on the 3DS is incredible if anybody played that. Link's Awakening, The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages are really great. The Minish Cap is really good. Wind Waker, fantastic. Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword. Literally, I'm going to name all the Zeldas. It's hilarious, but so many of them are great. I love them all for different reasons. Oh man, I feel like a personal banhammer might get dropped. Dang, you hate to see that. Personal banhammer? Did you ever play Pokemon Ranger? I did, yes, I did. Vibe says, I forgot A Link Between Worlds exists. I'm in love with that game. Dude, A Link Between Worlds is like so slept on. I never see anybody talk about it. It's such a great Zelda game, dude. And it was one of those games it's one of the last Zelda games that has like that original Zelda formula, you know, before we got Breath of the Wild, and that kind of changed Zelda forever. Shade says it's shiny hunting time. Let's go, Shade. I hope you get that Arceus. Shade, don't forget, bro. Don't forget to redeem the new shiny legendary dropped today. I put it in the Discord. Don't forget to go get it. Vibe says I played through that whole game at least 3 times. I only played it once. I don't often replay the Zelda games. There's only a handful of them that I've replayed. I played A Link to the Past multiple times. I played Ocarina of Time multiple times. Majora's Mask multiple times. And I think Wind Waker is the only other one I've played multiple times. Vibes with another 199 dono. I appreciate that, Vibes. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much, man. Big time donos tonight from Vibes. And the jewels, too, you sent over. I appreciate that. Dragor says, I feel like Americans say Arceus and UK people say Arceus. That might be true. You might be onto something. Vibes is dropping gifts in the chat like it's nobody's business. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, bro. Dragor says, Vibes, how do you send gifts? If you're on the phone, if you're watching on the phone or on your tablet, it's next to the chat at the bottom. Like how you go to enter and then your keyboard comes up. There's like a button down there before you open the keyboard up. Koopa says Wind Waker was good until having to get the Triforce pieces. Yeah, I agree. That's why the Wind Waker HD is like so much better, because you don't have to deal with all that. They streamlined that experience. Dragor says there's a little gift box next to the dono button. No, it's not iPhone exclusive. You should be able to do it. If you don't see it, it might be... I don't know. Are you watching on your phone? Or are you watching on a tablet? Or are you watching on a computer? I only know how to do it on the phone. You said you're on iPhone. I don't have it. So, okay, check it out. The way that it works... Okay, maybe I have to lower my brightness for this. Is if you're watching like this, the button is down there, right? But if you open it up to get the keyboard, that button on the right-hand side disappears. So you have to like close this, and then the button's there. Aztec, thank you for the gifts, man. I appreciate that. Vibe says, I'm going to hop off the stream and hit the hay. Hope everyone has an awesome night. Vibes, thank you so much for hanging out, and thank you for all those gifts and donos, man. You're awesome, bro. Please do that live stream where you're making the music, bro. I think that'll be a fun experience. You should try it out. And please, and send it to us. You can send me a message on Discord. Send it to me. If I'm available, I'll watch it. I'll hang out in the chat with you, man. Dragor says, I'm on the phone, YouTube Shorts, Samsung S22. Koopa says, I think you have to enable it on desktop version, same way with being able to accept gifts. It should be enabled, if I'm being honest. It should be. Because other people are doing it, so I don't think it's locked. So like I said, I don't know how well you guys can see this. So like this is the stream, right? Right now, the gift button is there. Oh, whoops. It is there, but it's that like purple icon, and it stops turning and it goes back to a regular icon. But if you click like the chat button and you open up your keyboard, it disappears. It's so weird, dude. But if you close your keyboard, then it appears. Excuse me. Okay, let me see what you see. Oh, weird. That's so weird. Maybe what happens if you hit the donation button? Or maybe you have to hit the 3 dots and then you get like that sub menu that pops up. I don't know, dude. Dude, did Vibes just send over another 199? Did I miss that? Oh my goodness, bro. Thank you so much, Vibes. I appreciate that, bro. Koopa says, I think you have to enable it. Oh, okay, I already read that. You said I sent a pic to... I sent a pic of the dono button too. Okay, let me see. Weird. I don't think it's just an iPhone thing, but let me see. Let me see. Okay. Okay. If your rune is in the chat, what's going on, your rune? So here's what it is. Here's what I googled it. If for some reason you're watching my stream on the YouTube, okay, if you're watching my stream through YouTube on your browser on your phone, you won't see it. But you have to be using specifically the YouTube app on your phone, and you have to make sure that the app is up to date, and you should be able to do it. Your rune's in the building. What's going on, your rune? You see, we're playing some Donkey Kong Bonanza. Lame Aubrey's in the chat. Tinas, what's up, party people? What's going on? Is your app up to date, Dragor? That could be it, because I don't know what else it is. Because they recently added the ability to send gifts. Your rune says, congrats on finishing Hollow Knight. Man, Hollow Knight was an adventure, bro. That was crazy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can see gifts being sent, though, so it makes no sense that I can't send. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, man. Koopa says, I'm on the YouTube app, never had the gift button, but Dono. I was told it was something to be enabled on desktop version. That's weird because I definitely have it enabled. Your rune says, I love the drums behind you. It's, bro, come on. Your rune, were you here on stream when we were playing Donkey Kong? Did you see the bongos? Not this, but in the game. Did you see them in the game? Banger says, how are you liking the DLC so far? So far, I'm enjoying it quite a bit because it's giving me something to do after beating the game and 100%ing it, because I really liked this game. But I'm not necessarily the kind of guy to go right back in and do like another playthrough. So them giving me something new to do, I'm enjoying. Is it worth the cash? Yes and no, it depends. It depends on how much you're gonna get out of the DLC. Like if you're getting the DLC just to visit DK Isle, like this stuff, I would say this alone isn't worth $20. But if you like the new gameplay mode, then yes. Because it's like an entirely new way of playing the game. I'm showing this off just so anybody who hasn't seen it can get the opportunity to see it. Candy Kong, DK's girlfriend, makes an appearance as well. Yaroon, I gotta find it in game. This is just for my guy Yaroon because he mentioned the bongos next to me. I gotta find it. Of course we want to zip line over there. Why wouldn't we want to zip line over there? I also think, I don't think I've even actually explored that area. 1 second. Let's just go hit this. Okay. Oh, it's right there, Yaroon. Look at this, dude. Look at this. The bongos from Donkey Kong Jungle Beat and Donkey Konga 1 and 2 on the GameCube have made their way into Donkey Kong Bonanza. And the thing I love about this the most is the music changes and you hear the bongos in the soundtrack. So cool. Banger says, bro, I forgot my US charger converter. Oh my goodness, bro. So now you gotta buy a new one. And they even have... Banger says, I need to find a 24/7 store near me and buy a new phone. I don't know what state you're in, but you might be able to get to a Walmart before it closes. If not, you can go to a gas station and get like a terrible phone charger. Like, it's not good, but it'll get the job done. On the center of the bongos right here, they even have that little gold gem right there. There's actually like a DK. I don't remember if it was actually a button or not, but I have my cable wrapped here. So it's kind of, I don't know. You know what? For science, we'll do this. We'll unwrap the cable. You're in Utah, okay. Yeah, you might be able to find. You might be able to find a Walmart out there that might be open. If not, Target would be open. But they'll be closed right now. But they'll be open in the morning if you can wait until the morning. Dang, dude. There it is. I don't know how well you can... There's the DK logo, and then this was like the start button. Pretty crazy. And then the cable management was nice because it fit right on either side, whichever one you wanted. Yeah, this is kind of like a forgotten piece of Nintendo lore to me. People don't talk about the Donkey Kong bongos. And they don't talk about those games that were used with this either. You played Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, was a fantastic game, dude. And then they don't talk about Donkey Konga as well, which was like a music rhythm game. For whatever reason, people just don't talk about those games, but they were really good. So then you would wrap it all the way around and you'd have enough give here, right? You'd have enough give where then what you could do is you can slide it into the bottom and then it has like nice cable management. It's nice. Orlando says, do they only work on those Donkey Kong games? Yes. You can't, I don't know if you can see it that well, but there's like a line here. And so this would function like, let's say this was the B button, this upper portion, and then this down here was A. So B and A, and it was the same thing here, so B and A, right? And then if you wanted to hit the Z button, you would have to like actually smack the bongo itself. Like you would hit the side of it. And then you could, in theory, you could play games, other games with them. But the problem is there's no analog stick or there's no D-pad, so you can't move around. Like back in the day, I plugged these in and I tried like Super Smash Brothers Melee, but you can't actually like play because you can't move around. I mean, you can stand still and just hit the A button and the B button over and over again, but it doesn't really work, you know? Yaroon with the €2 dono, I appreciate that. Koopa says I got the set of Congos and Jungle Beat for my birthday way back, dude. And what a great game that was, right? Fantastic game. Really, really great game. They actually ported it over to the Wii back in the day. They actually did port it to the Wii. Donkey Kong Jungle Beat made it to the Wii, which was pretty neat. But I'm hoping that they bring it back to GameCube NSO like this. Dragor says, George, look in the chat. You got another dono. I did see your runes dono. I appreciate that. Yaroon, appreciate those €2, man. Aztec says, all right, chat, my meds are going to knock me out. Hope everyone had a good night. B-Raz, George, God bless. Tune in tomorrow. If you guys didn't know, Aztec had a surgery today. He's fresh from surgery. He's recovering now. So let's show some love to Aztec Gaming in the chat. Let's send him off with a nice good night. Hope you feel better too, man. Emily's in the chat too. What's going on, Emily? Orlando says, was my comment about Amazon deleted? I didn't even see it, bro. I don't think so. The last chat I see from you is about do they only work with the Donkey Kong games? Dragor says, George, look up in the chat. You're missing a don't. Did I miss another one? Well, hold on. Did I? I'm not seeing it. Dragor, I'm not seeing it. The last dono I see is from Yaroon, and then before that, the previous dono was a gift from Aztec Gaming, and then before that was Vibes with the 199. I don't know, Dragor, if I'm missing it. Emily says, I just like the stream. I appreciate that. Yaroon says, good night, mate. Yaroon says 48 hours ago was my surgery. Literally, dude. It's so crazy because Aztec came in last night, or was it last night? In the daytime, and was like, oh, I'm going to go into surgery. I was like, dude. I was like, Yaroon was just in here talking about getting the surgery too. I was like, this is crazy. I don't know, bro. He might already have been knocked out. Redland Runner says, be careful, George. If you smack the bongos too much, you'll end up in a salsa group touring the world. That'd be funny, bro. I end up becoming a member of Mana. Dragor says, I put that a few minutes ago. Oh, okay. I don't know. My bad. My bad. I might have missed it. I might have missed the chat that you sent. But I don't know if Banger's still in here, but to kind of answer his question about like the value of this, I think it's worth money. I don't know if it's quite worth the $19.99. I think it's definitely worth $10. Although I could be wrong. There might be more that I haven't done, and so I don't know. But as far as what I've done so far, I think it's definitely worth some money. Although I can't say that I've played these bonus stages yet. There's 6 of these here, and I haven't done them. Dragor says, no, I put that a few minutes ago. You're catching up. Well, in the chat for me, it sent twice. So that's why I was like, wait, was there another one? Oh, there you go, your rune. Aztec answered you. Alright, Aztec, have a good night, man. Have a great night, man. I'm glad your surgery was successful, bro. Dang, so what? I gotta do like another... The freezer layer I haven't even unlocked. Alright, let's do DK Island, but I guess we'll do, the level 2 difficulty setting. Your rune says have a good night and good recovery, man. Redland says, dang, they got you on that. You'll be out like a light. I think we'll be talking to Aztec tomorrow. I think any minute now he's gonna knock out. I feel like this particular stage is way better suited for this mode, but also I think they were developing this stage with this new mode in mind. So it's kind of like, I feel like there's just emerald everywhere, but then like on some of the other maps, I'm like struggling to find any at all. The Baja Blast crystals, that's so funny. They do look like that though. This is the first time I'm doing a 10-round Emerald Rush, so we'll see if I end up unlocking a new stage or what. The donkey does go bananas, right? He said, I still think that Void Kong is using you to fuel his villager trading. He probably is, dude. Said Void Kong be devious like that. Oh, for sure. Dragger says, I don't think this is a spoiler, but I googled what the DLC adds, and it's apparently just the island and the Emerald Rush, and the Emerald Rush doesn't add boss encounters, so what you see is what you get. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's... I figured that's all it was, to be honest, but... I mean, honestly... I do think it's valid. Like, because this game, the base game, is stacked with content. Like, there's so much here. It's not like this is a game that we were like, oh, they didn't really, this is a short game, there's not a lot here. Like, if you want to 100% this game, like, it's a lot, dude. So... like that, with that being said, them flipping the format and the gameplay entirely into like this roguelike mode is interesting to me. I definitely think there's value here. I don't think that this is like, I don't feel bad about what I'm playing or that I paid for this, if that makes sense. I was trying to beat both of them before this round ended. You said, Dragor says, I did also see that it's better for people starting new runs rather than people who've already finished the game and doesn't add oh yeah, for sure. Because this is like a level where you can just farm gold as far as I can see. So this is like a really good place to like help you out with some of that late game stuff when you need to buy things. Oh, I don't like any of these. Okay. So now we're going back over there.
Should we go there?
Shade says the eventual Minecraft server is gonna go hard. Dude, that'll be so funny when it does happen, because I literally have never, like, I've only played Minecraft once. Shade says it does kind of make me worry about what's going to be in Pokemon ZA's DLC, but I'm sure they'll make it worth that $30 price tag. Dragger says, will you be finishing each one, like each level? Yeah. I think I'll do every level. Redland says, if Seth Rogen doesn't voice DK, who do you think could have been good at it? Honestly, he was pretty good at it. I mean, the only thing I didn't love about his portrayal, and this is like a love-hate thing, is like when he did his Seth Rogen laugh, like all I could think about was Seth Rogen, not necessarily Donkey Kong, you know? The Rock as Donkey Kong? Dude. B-Raz is back in the chat. Redland says, do you smell what DK is cooking? That's funny, dude. Dog, give me something better than this. Geiger says, I do think it should have been a bit more of a goofy voice. All I remember is the when you get hit by something. Yeah, it's like a lot. Shade, I think, though, I do think that they're gonna, the Pokemon stuff will be okay. In general, the Pokemon DLC has been solid, whether it's Sword and Shield DLC or Scarlet and Violet DLC. I haven't really been disappointed by what they've offered up in terms of DLC with the Pokemon series. If anything, it's just going to be you buy it and then it's going to be you're guaranteed to get a bunch of legendaries. Especially if you think about what they've added with Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield DLC, they kind of made it to where you could literally like capture dang near every single legendary like ever. So if you find like that is enough of a value proposition for you, I think they're gonna hit the mark there. Because they already showed Hoopa off in that DLC trailer. Ultra Beast would be crazy. B-Raz saying she's got a big sweet tooth. You said, do you ever think they'll put Ash in the games as a battle for DLC? Pikachu will be level 150. Is it? With plot armor, they, depending on how you feel about this, they technically did do this. In Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, you can battle Red and Blue, which are just Ash and Gary, and they have an insane team. So technically, this happens. It's not, they're not named Ash and Gary though, but it is Ash and Gary. I mean, there's gonna be a conversation, the diehards are gonna say, well, Red and Blue are different characters. So it really depends on how insane you want to get with it. But you know what I'm saying. He said sometimes you just have to give over the cravings. Jeroen says, you have a favorite color? Just throw them in like the rain. My favorite, I think you're asking B-Raz. My favorite colors though are probably red and green. Let's see. Dang, dude, how much more sand do I have to destroy? This is crazy. I mean, I see the countdown there, but dang. Shade says, I think going past level 100 would be cool, but it's also never going to happen. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Click It says, what do you do when your girl dumps you? Help. Did you just get broken up with, bro? Let me know, man. Did you just get dumped or what happened to you, man? Redland says, imagine a Skittles flavored boba drink. Each bubble is a different flavor. Oh my goodness, bro. Redland says, you find yourself a cougar, that's what you do. That's what you... That's Redland's advice. Click it. Jeroen says, you spend all your extra time gaming, of course. Jeroen's got a good plan here. Honestly, click it. You want my advice? Do the things that interest you and excite you, whether that's playing video games or watching your favorite shows or watching your favorite movies. And go to the gym. Just start getting active. You don't necessarily need to lift weights and get, you know, like become like a crazy muscle dude. That's not necessarily what you got to do, but get active, man. And don't sit around thinking about what happened. Redland says, yeah, Shade, but a cougar can get you all the newest gaming consoles and DLC. This is true. B-Raz is going to get a sugar rush. That's what Yeruin's saying. Clickett says, thanks. It happens, man. This is a canon event for any guy. You're gonna end up breaking up, bro. Don't worry about it. Just do the things that excite you. Go do the things you like. Go hang out with your friends that maybe you haven't seen in a minute. Play your favorite video games. Watch your favorite movies, your favorite shows, whatever. Get into the things that you like, man. And go to the gym. Go get active. Hey, B-Raz going in on the Skittles. She's been going in on those Skittles too, by the way. I know what Skittles she's talking about. She has like a special, there were some Skittles that a friend of hers made that they're like chamoy and tahini Skittles. They're really good. Shade says I only buy watermelon Jolly Ranchers. Can't stand Skittles anymore. Dang. Vera says my friends make spicy Skittle candy and I can't stop. I know they're really good. That's also why I don't eat any of them when I go over there. I'll have one and then that's it. Right, a minecart. Redland says that reminds me of our watermelon lollipops covered in spicy tahini powder. Yes, dude. It's literally that. Okay, well, I was looking for the minecart. I think there's tracks up here. Redland says, is your friend single? Her friend is single, Redland. You fell in love? I don't know, man. I don't know. You said, no, I'm not into kinda. Okay, I see. I don't think you know what you're getting yourself into.
Should we go there?
You said DK should have a DLC where he's crossed over into Mario's world to fight Bowser or something like that. Would be cool. Drago says George is locked in right now. I kind of am, dude. I'm kind of really locked in. Well, here's what's interesting about what you just said, Redlin. This is taking place in the Mario universe because you go to New Donk City, which is from Super Mario Odyssey. Look at Pauline yelling more, more, more. That's like B-Raz with the Skittles. Will says you have the same amount of subs as me. Look at that, Will. What do you think about that, bro? I think that's pretty cool. Oh, ride a zip line? Oh, dude. Okay. Shade says me with any kind of watermelon candy. Yeah, watermelon candy's the best, bro. Jeroen says we have some kind of watermelon liquor here in Holland. I can't even begin to think about how to pronounce that. You said it's amazing. Redland says, why does Pauline assume you like bananas? It's like if a girl assumed I like tacos. I mean, it's true, but so what? Because all he cares about is bananas in this game. He has like a dialogue tree, like you can sort of talk to certain NPCs, and they're like, what do you think about this crazy thing that's just happening? And all he ever says is bananas. It's kind of funny, yeah, to be honest. Shade says, I want to make some flavored hard candy one day just for myself. You should do, that'd be cool. Will says, I've watched K-pop Demon Hunters about 10 times today. You said I have no life at this rate. You might as well make it 11, bro. If you love it, go for it. You know? Run it up. B-Res says she'd put you in a box. If you're at the end of 11, you might as well go for 12, man. Might as well go for 12. Why not? Okay, where? They're on the other side.
Should we go there?
Yeah, you gotta go for the dozen. Or do you go crazy and you do the baker's dozen where you go beyond 12? Anything's possible at this point. Dragger says 10 times in a day is considered, considering the movie is 1 hour and 20 minutes in length start to finish. That's 13 hours. Whoa. Will says, I didn't even go to school for it. You might as well just do it, Will. You just go for it. Go for 12. That's a lot. You're already this far. I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself, Manito? Man, doing 10 rounds takes a long time, dude.
Should we go there?
You're locked in on the shiny hunting. I hope it happens for you, man. You deserve it at this rate. You've been going at it for way too long. I feel you, man. I feel the same way, man. I'm doing okay, you know. Your room says drop that like, people. 31 people watching, but only 19 likes. That's right, guys. If you haven't hit the like button on the live, do me a favor, hit that like button on the live. You can just double tap your phone screen or your tablet screen if you haven't already, and that'll like the live. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. Manito, you know, we say it at work where people say, oh, you know, how you doing? And they go, oh, I can't complain. We always say, well, you can complain, but nobody cares. Like, no one's going to hear your complaints. That's what me and my coworkers say to each other. He said, DK out here being the Drift King, built like Prime Vin Diesel. Oh, bro, he's locked in. Okay, okay. Alright, I need to go down, I guess. Right? Bro, where? There we go. I was like running around looking for these guys. Jeroen says, bro, what kind of work do you do, man? I work in the entertainment industry, bro. I work in music specifically. We got Hard Trier in the chat. What's going on, Hard Trier?
Should we go there?
I'm doing pretty good, Hard Trier. I'm here knocking out the Emerald Rush DLC. I'm having a good time playing through, exploring and trying the new mode out. It's fun. Where is that? Okay.
Should we go there?
Jeroen says music is a big part of my recovery. Yeah, I feel you, man. Music's good for the soul, man. Okay. And in your case, it's good for the shoulder too. Oh, last minute, we cleared it. Hardfire says you gotta 100% the DLC. I don't think I'm gonna 100% it, but I am gonna complete it.
We did it! We did it!
I am gonna complete it. Manito says, true, you are accurate on that. Plus, keep in mind that we are men. No one really cares to be. Oh, bro. I'll be trying to tell B-Raz that all the time, man. I'll be trying to tell her all the time. That's so funny that you said that. I don't know if she's still in the chat or not. New Emerald perks have been unlocked. Okay. More. Dude. That's a lot. Disc. This is more music that you unlock? A layer unlock? Drager says you should stop saying entertainment and just monotone dead face say the industry. I work in the industry. Well, the thing is like people say that. Like you go to events and they go, oh, I'm in the industry. You know, it's like, okay, yeah, but like what industry? Oh, you know, the industry. It's like, all right, thanks, bro. No, it is funny. I agree. It is funny. It's just like I work in it, you know, and so like I hear people say it all the time. So I'm a little less enthusiastic about it. Oh, the sinister bluster wing statue. Let's go. I don't know how many of these statues there are either. This is crazy work too. Because it's like, if you really wanted a 100% this is crazy. Jeroen says, and how should I call my job being a nurse? Well, then you would say you're in the medical field. Or you would say you're a nurse. Dragor says, just say you work in the field with the same monotone deadpan expression and voice. The field is funny. How long have you been a nurse, man? That's awesome. A good friend of mine is a nurse as well. She just became a nurse like 2 years ago, I want to say. Maybe 3 at this point. Nurses do make a lot of money, yeah. 3 years? Oh, okay. Just like my friend then. That's awesome. Alpha Zaps in the chat. What's going on, Alpha? I agree with you, Dragor. Nurses should definitely be getting more money than they already make a lot, but they should be making more for sure. Yaroon says the paycheck is fine, but it's really a hard job. Oh, I can imagine, man. I can imagine. But you know, that's like part of it though. Like, I don't think people think about like the physicality behind it as well. Like you're standing on your feet all day, and then you're running around from room to room to different medical wards as well. Like it's a lot, and then the mental toll that all that stuff can take on you too. I don't think people are considering that. Redland says if I ever meet a Colombian nurse, then it's over for me. I'm ringing it up. Redland has already told us that Colombian Latinas are his kryptonite. Hardtrier says teachers should make more money as well. I agree 100%. So does B-Rad. Redland says nurses also deal with upset and sometimes violent patients. That's right. And then also sometimes family members that are upset too. Dragger says, I can't hear Colombian without thinking of Gloria from Modern Family. I think that's exactly what he's looking for. I think he's looking for his own Gloria. Yaroon says, did that first aid special? Okay. And a lot of upset people, yeah. You never know what you're going to run into, man. It's a really, really interesting and tough field that you're in, man. Redland says, I was a PE teacher for a few years, liked it, but it's tough teaching 30 to 40 kids every class, 8 hours a day in the hot sun. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, and you run into a lot of that, too. You never know what you're going to see. The weekend is always crazy. Oh, man. Probably holidays, too, I imagine. Dragger says, honestly, a job no one talks about that I believe should be paid well is the 911 operator. Oh, for sure. Are you kidding me? I don't even know how much those people get paid. I would hope they get paid well, though. Alpha says, I can't wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow, what's going on tomorrow? Are you streaming tomorrow? Dragger says, over here they get close to minimum wage. Yeah. Yeah, see, B-Raz says, I always hear 911 operators need years of therapy. They hear so many crazy things. Or is tomorrow just the weekend? Is that what we're excited about? That Friday's coming and we're almost done. It's just Friday. I mean, you'll be done with work. You and me both, man. I have a long day tomorrow, so, you know, looking forward to the day being over, getting to relax. I'm tired today. I had a long day today, too, so. How many? Dude. Is there 7 difficulty settings, or is there more? But what changes? Oh, you get more chips. Interesting. It's still 10 rounds. Okay. Dragger says, hey, I had a long day too. I got paid today, and after taking out rent and putting stuff into my savings, I was left with 20 bucks. Dude. Isn't that crazy? Like, your check has to just go through everything. And then you're left with, like, nothing. Dude. Oh, my goodness. We're going to try this again. We're going to try again. I upped the difficulty to the maximum they allowed. So we'll see. See how this goes now that I did that. David says, oh, it's time for Donkey Kong. That's right. Hardfire says, is it me or is it kind of funny that they gave DLC to a new game and DLC to a game that hasn't come out? I don't know if it's funny. I think I expected DLC for Pokemon for sure. I didn't necessarily expect DLC for Donkey Kong. I will say that. That caught me off guard. The game that I'm still expecting DLC for is Mario Kart World. The fact that we don't have DLC for Mario Kart World, or at least know what's coming, is a little odd to me. You said, man, I'm thinking of just buying a Switch 2 just to play this game. I did that for Donkey Kong Returns and then sold the console. Well, if you get a Switch 2, there's a lot of Donkey Kong on here, man. Donkey Kong Returns is on here. Donkey Kong Returns HD. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is on here as well. Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3. Donkey Kong Land 1, 2, and 3. And then, of course, Donkey Kong Bananza. And I'm sure down the line they're going to be bringing Donkey Kong 64 as well. So, you get your Donkey Kong fill. Alpha says, I think they're cooking up something big for Mario World DLC. I agree. I think it's going to be a big DLC. It's probably going to be a situation where you're going to have to... it's probably going to be like a season pass or something. Like, we're buying that DLC for sure. And it's probably going to be double the tracks. Because I think there's 32 tracks now. So it's probably going to double it. We'll probably be at 64. David says, for free, the old ones? Kind of. You have to have an NSO membership, which means you pay to play online. It's like 19 bucks a year. And in that 19 bucks one, you get Super Nintendo games, you get Game Boy games. I want to say you get Genesis and also NES. And then there's a premium version that gives you GameCube, Nintendo 64, and I believe Game Boy Advance. Dragor says, didn't they have older games on Switch and then got rid of them? I could be wrong. I heard something like that from my auntie. What older games? What are you talking about? Yeet is in the chat, so try GoldenEye. I love GoldenEye, but right now I'm playing Donkey Kong Bonanza. You said it's only $19 a year. That's a great deal. Yeah, it's really cheap. But they have 2 memberships. Let me see if we can see it. That way you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, yeah, so here you go. So they have the more premium one that is $49.99, and then they have that standard one that's $19.99. But the $49.99 one is the one that comes with everything. The $49.99 comes with literally everything. So how do we see that? I want to see like where you can see what comes with what. I don't know where that is. That's crazy. Yeah, they don't necessarily show it. Yeah, I don't know. But basically, there's two tiers, and one tier comes with like the basic classic games. They give you the NES, they give you Super Nintendo, Game Boy, and I think Sega Genesis for sure are in those. And then if you buy the expansion pass, you get N64, GameCube, and I believe Game Boy Advance. And $49 is like really cheap too, because as Dragor just mentioned, PlayStation Premium is $150 a year. Yeet says, wait, there's actually GoldenEye? Yeah, GoldenEye is available here on the N64 app. Dragor says, I think Mario Super Nintendo Racing. Mario Kart is still on the Super Nintendo. They still have it. He said, how can I see GoldenEye content? Well, I would have to open it to show you. It's in there, though. But the problem is I'm in the middle of I'm in the middle of what I'm doing on Donkey Kong. If you want to hang out for a little bit, I can show you. You said, is Pokemon Snap and WCW Revenge? WCW is not there, but Pokemon Snap is. Drago says, okay, do you think if I get a Switch 2 for those older games, they'll be there by the end of the Switch 2 run? Of course. Of course. So far, they've only removed one game since the since they launched NSO, and it was like a Super Nintendo sports title, and it wasn't a first party title. It was like some third party game that I had never heard of and never played before. That's the only game that they've removed. Everything else is still there since they added it, and then they haven't removed it. It doesn't appear to me that they're going to be removing anything. Redland says, yeet, drop a $100 super chat and George might change his mind. Listen, if you drop a $100 super chat right now, I'll close this game and go play GoldenEye right now. Dragor says, oh, I already read that. Shade says, man, no Tropica for the DS, the day is ruined. Dragor says, how many Animal Crossing titles? Honestly, that's so hype. There are none of the Animal Crossing titles currently. I don't use any of these. Alpha says, we can buy game requests? I don't know, we've never done that before. Well, there is Animal Crossing. There is Animal Crossing. There's Animal Crossing New Horizons, which is somewhere right here. This is the Nintendo Switch Animal Crossing. But if you're asking about like the original Animal Crossing on the GameCube, that's not here. Redland says, I'm gonna drop a fat super chat and turn this channel into a FIFA channel? Dude. We could. That would be funny. Although, I don't have FIFA. I don't have FIFA, but what I do have is... Where is it? Mario Strikers? Right somewhere in here, dude. I have Mario Strikers, which is soccer. I don't know where it is, but I have it. Maybe I'm just, like, going through the games too quickly. There it is. I have Mario Strikers. Shade says, it's a Flash browser game I used to play as a kid, but apparently it had a DS port. I had no idea, Shade. Drago says, yeah, I was looking for... Drago says, yeah, I was looking more for new Crossing Worlds. Not sure the title or New Leaf. I can't wait for the day that 3DS games are considered retro enough for this. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So Animal Crossing Wild World was on the Wii, and then they had then they had Animal Crossing New Leaf on the 3DS, and then they... No. Animal Crossing Wild World was on the DS. Animal Crossing City Folk was on the Wii. Alpha says, I'm going to send George a $200 dono to watch him play Fossil Fighters. I don't even know what Fossil Fighters is, dude. Look, dude, if somebody sends me $200 to go play a game, I'm going to play the game. Hardfire says, spending $200 to beat the Lost levels. Oh, dude. Redland says BRS would gladly accept the 200 for a skill fund. Oh, 100%. If somebody sends $200, I'm for sure, whatever it is, I'm probably going to be using it on BRS. Not even going to lie to you guys. What do I need to do? Defeat the Buzzoids at the B. Okay. BRS says the Disneyland Snack Fund. BRS getting one Disneyland water with that. Look at how I love how Alpha and Hardfire said the same thing. That's so funny, dude. Dragger says, Behan, for $200 you can have one half-eaten Cheeto in the magical world of Disney. Does the Disneyland Snack Fund imply the existence of the Lightsaber Fund? It could. A Shade Lightsaber Fund, perhaps? Yeah, the lightsaber is very expensive at Disney. It's a lot. He said, dude, the Florida one has $10 Costco-sized churros. Like, I'm not going to say no in front of 50 people in line after waiting an hour. Costco-sized churros. Shade's trying to have a lightsaber duel. Okay. Hardfire says, I have the high ground. That's right.
Skill back. Should we go there? Cleared it.
Alpha says, I fear if I ever watch a Star Wars movie, I will become an addict, which wouldn't end well for me financially. Shade says, B-Raz, not Vibe's wallet. Oh, I see. B-Raz says, if Vibe sends 21.99s every day in 1 year, we can get a lightsaber from Disney. Dude. That's so funny. Yaroon says good night. People see you soon with the €2 donation. Yaroon, thank you so much for that donation. I hope you continue to heal up and have a full recovery from your surgery, man. Thank you so much for that dono. Thank you so much, Yaroon. Appreciate that. Alpha says, I've only ever seen like 5 minutes of a Lego Star Wars movie. It's worth watching the Star Wars movies, man. Redland says, B-Raz is about to put us all on a monthly subscription now. Shade says, non-addict is someone who watches a Clone Wars animated show in chronological order. That's a lot. Yaroon, thank you again for that €2 donation, man. I really do appreciate it. I don't like any of these. Hard Trier says, the Disney magic is making your money disappear. That's right. Subscribe to comment. Alpha says, I just know I'd be in trouble if I did. I'm already looking into it. Don't do it, dude. If you know you're gonna be stuck on it, don't do it. But Star Wars is awesome. I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt right now. My guy Yaroon out here with the Euros. Redland, I don't know if you know this, Yaroon's from the Netherlands. Which is what I think is so cool about what I've been doing here. Is like the fact that I've been able to like build a community of people from like all over the world is so crazy to me. How do we get out of them? Okay, there we go. You said they do that on TikTok. I don't think here some people have the chat subs only. Oh yeah, some people I've seen that. You can only, if they're on live, you can only comment if you subscribed for like a certain period of time. Alpha says, I'd be a dude dressed as a stormtrooper, full blown $3,000 getup. Dude. Shade says, well, at least older Star Wars, Disney kind of dropped the ball. I kind of agree. Although I do like The Mandalorian. I think that's a great show. Gregor says, oh my god, the best t-shirt I ever had was a Mario Cross Star Wars collab. It was the Death Star, but was a Mario Superstar half exploding. That sounds insane. Redland says, watch only the first 3 movies. Or excuse me, Hard Trier says, watch only the first 3 movies. Redland says, yeah, I have beef with the Netherlands. They eliminated Mexico from the World Cup with a fake penalty years back, but Yaroon is cool, so we all is forgiven. Shade says, Force Awakens was good, but it was downhill from it. I kind of agree. But I do like The Mandalorian. I've heard Andor is really good. I haven't had the chance to watch it, though.
I
Eating dry ramen before bed. I hate noodles. What's wrong with noodles, man? Noodles are awesome. If you could cameo in a Disney show, which one would you pick? Oh. Immediately my mind goes to The Mandalorian, but also I don't know if they're ever gonna pick it back up. I think it would have been fun to cameo in Loki. Redland says Birria Ramen is where it's at. Birria Ramen's pretty good. Shade says Andor is definitely one of the best, though season 2 really lost me. But I also like the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian. Redland says Pedro Pascal is going to ask for more of a fat paycheck. Oh, for sure. He said that's where you come in, George, and take over the lead role. Could you imagine? Dude. I'm pretty sure if I didn't tell you guys anything and I just suddenly appeared in a TV show or in a movie, you guys would freak out. That would be so crazy. He said I need 2 more zeros on my paycheck and more people to grab for my anxiety. That's me acting as Pedro. Pedro is so funny. The anxiety stuff, I'm sure it's serious or whatever, but it's so like, it's like become a meme almost. I haven't seen that movie either. The Nicolas Cage one, I haven't seen it. It's hands down the funniest way I've heard of getting rid of anxiety. I guess it makes sense. Like if you think about it, but I'm like, what? You said, I'm a little anxious, I'm gonna just touch your shoulder for a bit. That's so funny. He said not to question the dude, but he also looks way too happy going through some anxiety attack. I mean, who knows, bro? You know, who knows what's going on right there. He could be really going through it, and we have no idea. At the beach?
Should we go there?
Yeah, we warping over there. Redland says back to DK.
I knew we could do it. Good choice. Give it a try.
He said I still want Seth Rogen DK Bananza mod. If they can get Switch 2 games running on a computer somewhere, I'm sure it'll happen. He replaces Pauline? Oh, dude. That would be diabolical. They got it working on the Steam Deck? How do you feel about that, Shade? You said, I feel like Seth Rogen's DK should have a mysterious plant in the game that boosts his health. Oh my gosh. That's never happening, dude. Not in a Nintendo movie, man. Pauline deviously giggling in Seth Rogen's voice would be a console seller. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. It'd be a lot, for sure. You said I'd be afraid it'd blow up my hands playing Borderlands on the Steam Deck. Honestly, it probably would happen. It could be a Friday type of movie. Yeah, I could see that. You said, would it be steamy? Dragor says, I just had a small look to see if I could find the old mystery bundle anime and gaming shirts my auntie used to get me for my birthday as a kid, but no luck. Your mom, your dad, somebody will probably know where that stuff is. Somebody might have saved it. Family member might know. Because that stuff from when you were a kid, like, you know, when you're a kid, you don't care about anything. You don't know what's going on. Shade says Randy Pitchford comes to my hospital room to personally tell me that I should have messed with the settings to avoid that, and then he tells you to work multiple jobs to pay your bill because he did that when he was a kid or whatever. He also calls you a subpar gamer for not having a 30K gaming PC. He says you're not a real fan. Drager says, I also saw someone say you need the Konami code for the Silk Song game for something or another and proceeded to say up, down, up. Okay. I was mortally wounded. Shade, did you ever figure out your Xbox situation? Did you get it back and running the way it's supposed to after you pulled the fan out? So I genuinely love that somehow he is in an important position. It's always like that, dude. Trust me. You said, what about my Xbox fan I like? No, I was just curious if you were able to fix it. Or if you were able to get it back to, like, you know, working order. Hard try with the Konami code. Alpha says, everything he says reminds me of when Xbox was going to charge to play on the Xbox One. It told people there'd always be the 360. Dude, dark era, man. Said kinda had to get a spare fan to blow air in. I think the thermal paste went bad. Oh yes, you did say that in the Discord, that's right. Solid Snake says, oh, beautiful graphics. That's right. We're playing Donkey Kong Bonanza here on the Nintendo Switch 2. This is the DLC, Solid Snake. Yeah, the Randy comment is crazy. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button on the live if you haven't. Solid Snake says, is it good? Yeah, it's really good. I 100%ed this game when it came out initially. And so now I'm playing through the DLC. In the DLC, it's like a totally new game mode they introduced. Like, it's different. It kind of turns into a roguelike in a way, which is kind of neat. So this DLC like offers up like a game mode that a game mode and a gameplay style that didn't really exist in the base game. High five? Can I call him here? No. Redland says, how do you not get hungry while live streaming, George? I'd be snacking like crazy. Because right before I stream, I eat. Literally. What console has the best graphics? Right now, I would say the console that has the best graphics is probably the PlayStation 5 Pro. But whether those consoles are that console and games are being fully utilized by that console remains to be seen. So I think you're looking at a situation of what games have the best art style, and I would argue that those games can be on any platform. Like, this game is gorgeous, right? And it's on the Nintendo Switch 2, which is significantly less powerful than the PlayStation 5 Pro, but because they had a specific art style in mind and they really drove that idea and concept home, like, this game looks gorgeous, right? You said even if I eat before, games just make me hungry. Yeah, no, I mean, sometimes I'm hungry, but I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I do it more as a courtesy to you guys that I don't eat, because to me, I think it's kind of annoying to watch somebody eat and then I can't eat with them, or I have to like hear them chew or whatever. For me, I don't eat on stream because I'm trying to think of you guys and like what's a better experience, you know? But also, I do eat before I go live, so. Solid Snake says, are they making other Donkey Kong? Well, this game just came out, so this is a brand new Donkey Kong game. I would suspect that they will make another Donkey Kong game down the line, but I don't think you're going to get a new Donkey Kong game for quite a while. But there are a lot of Donkey Kong games on the Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 combined. So, like, if I go to my games list, right, this is what we're playing, Donkey Kong Bonanza. And then you have, where is it? You have, let me find it, please hold. You have Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. And then you also have Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze right here. So you have 3 really outstanding Donkey Kong games here. You said, I like Kirby, I want to play Luigi's Mansion. Oh, Luigi's Mansion's really good. I'm going to be playing Luigi's Mansion 2 HD on the channel when it gets closer to Halloween. And the Kirby games are awesome. I have so many of them. Kirby's great, dude. Dragger says, I don't think I'm following. I've seen people call it like a roguelike, but how would it be? It's because the perks reset. That's how they do that. Shay said it crashed out on Destiny 2 in a PvP match at the end of the match, but it definitely did help. But when I opened the Xbox, the actual CPU was hot to the touch. But the heat sink was room temperature. That's interesting. It's very interesting. Or the CPU. Alpha says, I have a curse from a witch. I can only crave the McRib when it's not out. That's hilarious. Harry's in the chat. What's going on, Harry? Good to see you. Alpha says he's just flexing the library. I'm not. I promise. I promise I'm not. Solid says, why are Nintendo games so expensive? They're not any more expensive than PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X games. They're the same price. If you buy God of War Ragnarok, it's $70. If you buy Horizon Forbidden West on the PS5, it's $70. If you buy Donkey Kong Bonanza, it's $70. If you buy Indiana Jones and the Great Circle on the Xbox, you guessed it, it's $70. Yeah, you're not likely to see Nintendo games discounted though. You're more likely to see an Xbox game discounted or a PlayStation game discounted. Although Sony has been attempting to follow suit with Nintendo, and they have been very reluctant to lower the prices of their games. That I have noticed this generation with the PS5. They tried to follow Nintendo's model of not lowering the prices on their titles. Which I think works well enough, but then they kind of, in my opinion, they kind of messed it up because then they put the games on the PC, where people on PC notoriously are waiting for deep discounts. You know, like they're used to those Steam sales. They're not trying to pay $70 for Helldivers 2, although I know Helldivers 2 is not a $70 game, but I'm just using it as an example. Redland says, I used to buy games at the flea market on discount. I didn't ask how they had them, I just knew I had a new game. He said, imagine not having your Steam Deck at set to Canada for game sharing purposes. Redland says the games are free if you pirate. Drager says, one thing I don't really like about PC players is when new games release and they can't run it on their 5-year-old out-of-date PC, they spam dislikes on Steam when they run fine on consoles. Well, you have to remember, guys, the PC gaming market is secondary. They're not the main platform that game developers are trying to develop games for, right? They're always looking to develop games for the PlayStation, for the Nintendo Switch 2, for the Xbox first. And then they want to bring those games to the PC, because when you have something like the Xbox platform, right? You have the Xbox Series X and S. That's it. There's 2 variations of the console. That's it. It's easier to develop for less variation, right? Same thing with the PlayStation. There's a PlayStation 5 Pro. There's a standard PlayStation 5. 2 variations. The Switch, you have the Switch 1 that you can develop for, and now you can develop for the Switch 2, right? So again, there's 2 platforms. When you have to make a game for a PC, you have no idea how many infinite variations of PC builds that you're going to be developing for or trying to hit as a baseline. So that's why you see a lot of games come out and they run extremely well on the PlayStation, the Xbox, the Switch 2, and then they don't run well on PCs. It's because they're not optimized for PCs. They're not developing games with PCs in mind. They're often targeting PlayStation 5, Xbox, Switch, and then PC kind of comes last. And that's why you run into those kinds of situations. Let me see. You said I'm a physical media collector. I've never pirated. Me either, man. I'm the same. Dragor says, exactly. Talking facts, George. Yeah, exactly. That, you know, that's just what it is. Emerald Rush Music 1 and 2, okay. Dang, dude, it's kind of a grind to unlock these. This is a big grind. I don't know. I don't know if I have it in me to try and grind through all of that. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. I definitely don't have it in me tonight. That's a lot. You said at least you get your money's worth with the deal. Oh, clearly. You said this is a big grind. You sound like you're rethinking your decision to do it all. Yeah. I'm very much rethinking it. Because I'm like, dude, what? I'm like, I feel like they don't give you enough points. I'm not saying I want to blast through and complete all of it already, but I just think like it's not. I feel like the pacing is crazy. Like, I don't know how long that took me to do. Just now, that took quite some time. And I feel like the reward isn't quite matching the time I'm investing there. Although all this other stuff is cool that I'm unlocking, you know, like I wouldn't say like it's not cool. But it is like, that is very grindy. You said eat some Skittles, you'll be able to grind. I don't know about that, man. Dude. And you said, and this is exactly what happened to Borderlands 4. Alpha says, you wouldn't hate the grind if Wario was there. I don't hate it, I just think it's a lot. and I don't know if the like, I don't know if it's there. Like, I don't know if it's there for me to lock in and do all that. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. I'd have to see, like, what the optimal strategy is for this. Redland says, George, you pulling up to the next live with DK jeans on and suspenders? Maybe, I might. Dragger says, exactly what happened at Borderlands 4, Monster Hunter Wilds, and the Oblivion remake. And what do you guys think's gonna happen with GTA 6 when they bring it to PC? It's gonna run terribly on all the PCs, FYI. It's gonna be a mess. You said, what if it unlocks the secret Seth Rogen voicing of Pauline and DK cutscene? Oh my gosh, dude. I don't know. I don't know if that would be worth it for me. You said GTA 6 is going to get mass reported. Oh, dude. It's going to be a nightmare. Alpha says, I have a theory that Rockstar is putting too much into GTA 6 and it's almost guaranteed to fail for the first time like 5 years because of that. I don't think it's going to fail. I think it's going to be exactly what we think it's going to be. It's going to be more Grand Theft Auto. It's going to look better. It's finally going to play better, right? Like, the driving and stuff was always cool, but, like, walking around and running around was kind of just okay. Like, the gunplay was kind of lame. Oh, man, I feel a personal banhammer coming in. Love that. You said... And not even the Borderlands 4 console players are safe. Due to huge memory leak, the game gets worse as you play. Randy's fix for the issue is to close your game completely and restart until they can patch it. Dragor says, I think GTA 6 will be amazing on launch. It looks great. However, the trailer filmed on PS4, PS5 was confirmed after to be PS5 Pro. Yeah, they want you to play it on... They want to show it off on the PS5 Pro, and they want you to play it on the PS5 Pro to have the optimal experience. 100%. It's just like Pokemon Legends ZA, right? They're only showing gameplay of it from the Switch 2. Because it's not going to be great on the Switch 1. It'll be okay. Just like GTA 6. It'll be just okay, I'm sure. Also... There's also a world where GTA 6 runs at 30 frames a second. That's a very real possibility. Alpha, I'm with you on the story. You know, I'm a big GTA story guy, but at this point, we're so far removed from GTA players knowing that Grand Theft Auto once had a story mode. All they care about is the online mode at this point. So, I wouldn't... My expectations are tempered for the story. What they need to do in the meantime, they need to do a remaster or remake of GTA 4. Like, GTA 4 is, like, incredibly inaccessible to people. I mean, especially if you're a PlayStation player, you can't play GTA 4. You can on the Xbox. Renlin says, if GTA 6 was realistic, then the whole game would be in Caribbean Spanish. Miami is its own country. Trust me, I'm from here. It's funny. Shade says, too bad they're not really optimizing Unreal Engine 5 games. I know developing software is a mess, but it feels bad they didn't seem to try. If we're continuing on about Borderlands, I think they should have just delayed the game. They should have delayed it until it was ready. Alpha says, I hate how big of a change it is from 5. It goes from really interesting characters to 2 people I can't remember the names of. To be honest, I can't remember the names of the GTA 5 characters. Alpha says, if I don't get to play GTA 4 on my Series X looking nice and crisp, Rockstar will have problems. John's in the chat. What's going on, John? Redland says, take it back to the Rockstar Studio Alpha. Man, I'm kind of winding down on this stream, man. We've been going hard at it for like 3 hours. Michael, Franklin, and Trevor. The only one I definitely remembered was Trevor. You said favorite type of meat? Probably chicken breast, or carne asada. Like steak, but the carne asada steak. My guy Redland knows what I'm talking about. Alpha says, I need a remaster of 4 more than I will ever need a new GTA game. Well, I need a new GTA game for sure. What I would like for them to do is how they did the GTA collection, where they did GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. I would like for them to also do that with Liberty City Stories and also Vice City Stories, and then also retouch GTA 4. I think that would be great. Shade says, I understand why. He definitely leaves an impression. I mean, of the 3 characters, when I played that game, I always played as Franklin, for sure. But, like, Trevor is, like, nuts. He's wild. Alpha says, I love the Russian dudes, though. I will never care about a GTA story more than that one, personally. John says, this DLC is amazing, and I'm tired of people telling me it's not. Who's telling you it's not amazing, man? And what are they saying about it? Are they saying it's not enough? Hard Try says, can't have you fall asleep midstream. It hasn't happened yet. I think the DLC is pretty cool. I think the fact that it introduces this roguelike mode is really quite unique. It's kind of interesting. And it allows you to revisit certain levels and enjoy them in kind of a new way. I think for that it's interesting. Also, DK Isle is very nostalgic, and it's cool to be able to explore this. I do think it maybe people are just so, maybe they, I don't know, man. I think people are a little, this is not going to come as a shock. I think gamers are just a little entitled, you know? And they just think that, like, everything should just be free or very cheap. And it's like, yes, is $20 a lot for this? I think maybe. I don't think this should be free either. I think I said this earlier on stream. I think that this DLC would have been, or should have been, free if it was just the island. If it was just the island to explore, and it's just a bunch of photo ops, you know, there's not really anything to collect here. There's no fossils. There's none of that. I think if it was just that, then it should have been free. But them adding in a whole new game mode and stuff, I think that's valid for them to charge for it. Do I think it should have been $20? I don't know, but I'm not mad at 20 bucks. Like, I felt like Donkey Kong Bonanza was worth every single penny that I paid for. A great game top to bottom. And it was incredibly packed with content too. It's not like this was a game that lacked in content whatsoever. So the fact that they added on to it, I'm not disappointed with what I've purchased here. B-Raz may or may not be in the chat, I don't know. But she's not here with me. Alpha says the gaming community has been really negative about almost everything recently. It's disheartening. Yeah, well, see, that's kind of what I'm trying to build here with you guys, is this community of people who are like not just overly and outwardly negative on games just for no reason. It's cool to be negative and have opinions and stuff, but I think it's like so much more fun to just enjoy the games for what they are too. Alpha says, I personally only feel like Nintendo overcharged because they never do sales. Well, that's part of the mystique, right? Like, they don't put their games on sale because they want you to associate their intellectual property with like high value. It's like the same thing Disney does, right? Like, you don't, when you go to Disneyland, you don't think about it being a cheap experience. Shade says, I mean, yeah, but for 20 bucks you can get Silk Song, although it is an outlier. Yeah, 100%. Silk Song probably could have been 40, 50 bucks, 60 bucks easily, and people would have loved it either way. That's on Team Cherry for doing that. And then now them doing that is going to affect other indie game developers, because there are going to be people who haven't had 6-7 years to develop the game and haven't had a chance to flesh it out and make it as big and as content rich as Silk Song, and they're going to release games that are more expensive than Silk Song, and it's going to kind of make people upset. So something to think about. Alpha says, this community has been awesome about the negativity, being constructive compared to criticizing just because. Yeah, man, I mean, that's what I'm trying to do, you know, like, it starts with me, right? Like, I'm kind of the vehicle for this, or like the engine for this, and like I think it's so easy to be negative about games. And trust me, like, I have a lot of negative feelings about gaming too. Like, I've been gaming my whole life, and I've seen the industry change and go in directions that I don't love, but like, there's still amazing experiences, you know, like a Donkey Kong Bonanza, you know, like a Silk Song, like an Expedition 33. Like, there's all these games that are still coming out that are like awesome, stellar experiences, and I think they should be celebrated. And not that they're free from criticism, right? But I think it doesn't always have to just be crazy negative and just like yelling at the top of your lungs of like, I don't like this and I'm mad and I want everyone to know. Like, I think it's okay to like be like, this was a really awesome game, but I wish it did this too, but that doesn't take away from it being awesome, you know? Like, I don't know. I also think that there is such a thing as being like toxic positivity. I think there is a thing of like being just inherently just too overly positive about things, and that's how you find yourself in a situation like Concord, because I think everyone knew that that game was bad, but no one was willing to say it, if that makes sense. You said this. Oh, I already read that. Shade says, I wish Destiny 2 still had that vibe for me. I want it to succeed. I mean, it could. You know, I don't know, man. It just might be finding new people to play with. It might be as simple as that for you. I don't know. Or it might be just unfixable at this point from like a basic game standpoint. You might be like, oh, this is too far gone. But yeah, guys, I mean, we're pretty much, I feel like we kind of hit a wall here. It's like almost 2 a.m. So I'm just gonna chat with you guys for a few more minutes, and then we'll call it a night from there. Alpha says, oh, for sure. I feel like you just have to be careful with criticism, not having no point other than negativity. If you hate on a game with a really good point, then that can be great. Yeah, man. I just think like the internet is like such a weird place, especially with gamers right now. I think like people are way overly entitled. They're almost too sensitive about certain things. And then they're overly harsh, overly critical, or like you said, like if a game doesn't run well, it's not optimized on a PC, they run and like review bomb it. It's just like a lot going on, and I'm like, I don't know if it's because like I'm a little older and like I remember gaming before the internet, you know? Like I still appreciate games like a lot. Like when a new game comes out, I'm excited about it. Not just like blindly excited about it, but like genuinely and sincerely I'm like, wow, this is awesome, you know? Shade says, I mean, this expansion has had the biggest exodus of players, so it's probably over. Most people are now playing the mobile game or playing something else. I mean, I guess we'll see. Well, only time will tell. But you might be right though. Alpha says, Hive Mind is also killing games. One loud voice doesn't like a game, and all of a sudden you can't. I mean, see, I agree. I don't personally subscribe to that. Like, I don't do that. If somebody says they don't like something, I'm like, okay, that's valid. That's your opinion. You're allowed to have that opinion. But for me, like, I have to try it out. And I'm pretty open to trying things. Like, I never played Hollow Knight before. For many years, I knew about it. I knew kind of what it was. I knew it was critically acclaimed. But I was always like, that's not a game for me. Like, I don't really want to play that. But, you know, Shade kept mentioning it. And I was like, you know what? Silk Song's about to drop, like, I'll download it, I'll play it, like, just so it'll be fun to do with the community, you know? And, like, that was such a great experience. Like, I didn't walk away feeling like it was one of the best games I ever played, but it was a great game. It was a great experience, and it was one that I got to share with all of you guys. And then we even got to meet, like, some new people along the way, like Cameron. You know, like he's come in and he's joined and been a part of the community now. Like, that's so cool. Like, for me, like, these games are more than just like, oh, like I'm just mindlessly playing a game. Like, it's like fun that we can like build a community and like of real people and like genuinely connect with one another over these games, because we all love games. That's the whole reason we're all in here. So it's just cool to like to cultivate and like build this community out with everybody. Like, I love when someone joins the Discord, because I'm like, man, we have another person who's like really into it, you know, like they're really a gamer and they're checked in, you know. I'm like, yes, like it's cool to me. Let me see. Shade says, I really don't want the game to die. I still think the Destiny has great gunplay, but the Portal has a long way to go. And the Renegade expansion has left people 50-50. A lot of my old weapons are now useless. I hate that, dude. And those are weapons that you grinded to level up and power up and all that. So for them to feel useless like that, that's not a good feeling. Let me see. You said one of my weapons I farmed 3 weeks for got 18k kills on it. This update, I can't use it at all. I hate that, bro. I would be livid. That's a valid crash out on that. I don't like that at all. Alright guys, it's 10 minutes to 2 for me, so I think I might have to call it here. OSC says, you ever play Donkey Kong 64? I didn't complete it, but I played it a little bit as a kid. I'm hoping it comes to NSO so I can play it on the channel. You said, isn't that music from the game? It is. This level right here is based on Donkey Kong 64. This is Donkey Kong Island, OSC. I'll make my way over there so you can see. I'm playing with one hand, so forgive me. Dylan is in the chat. You said, I agree, George. I just stepped in, and it's amazing to be a part of this and share our interests and just talk about them. That's right, Dylan. That's right. I agree with you 100%, bro. I'm glad that you've joined in and you've been a part of the community as well, bro. You're awesome, Dylan. OSC says fire. Yeah, so I'm almost there. I'm making my way over there. You said the music is beautiful. It's great, dude. Did you ever play? Well, I'll wait. I'll show off the house and stuff. There's this crib, and all the homies are right here. You got Dixie Kong, Diddy Kong, Cranky Kong, Ramby, Squawks. You can high five them all. And you go up. Oops. You go up. There's the house. Got the TV and got the Candy Kong portrait. You said, where's the Buff Kong? I don't know. I don't know if he's in here. I think you're talking about Funky Kong. He's not in this. And then you have the secret stash of bananas too, which is also fun. Let me see. Shay says, but we wouldn't have been able to finish Hollow Knight the other night without Cameron. That's right, bro. Shout out to Cameron. You said, what's this game? Oh, I see. This is Donkey Kong Bonanza on the Nintendo Switch 2. That's what this is. This is Donkey Kong Bonanza on the Nintendo Switch 2. This is the latest Donkey Kong game in the franchise. This is what it looks like, the artwork here, Donkey Kong Bonanza. And you have Pauline on your shoulder there, and she's like your sidekick, and she helps out. And you have all these sick transformations. When Donkey Kong hits his chest, you can turn into a Mega Super Saiyan Kong like this. You can destroy the world around you, it's insane. You can also turn into a zebra and run really fast, right? Check this out. Hold on. Check this out. You can run on the water, which is insane. Then you can turn into an ostrich. Let me get out of here. Let me show you. You can turn into an ostrich and you can glide. You can drop eggs that explode. You can turn into a snake. And he does this, he can jump super high, paralyze enemies and stuff. And you can turn into my personal favorite, the elephant. I gotta build up some more of that meter so I can show you the elephant, which we just did now. So check this one out. The elephant is spectacular, dude. Destroys everything in his path. You just inhale everything in front of you. Absolutely insane, dude. And then Donkey Kong himself has just really cool mobility. You can like grab anything. You said, is this a sandbox game? Yes, this is a sandbox game like Super Mario Odyssey, if you played that on the Nintendo Switch. Or like Super Mario 64 from back in the day. And your objective is to collect, instead of stars like Mario, you collect bananas. It's a really cool game. I already 100% completed the game, so I don't really have any of that to show you. But I did. This is DLC for the game. This is like an expanded mode where this is a new map that you can explore, and there's a new game mode that you can do in here as well. I've been doing that on stream tonight, but I've been playing for a little too long. I gotta go to bed, so I was literally just winding the stream down. But since you came in and you were kind of asking about it, I was like, oh, I'll tell you about it. But it's really cool. There's like lots of mobility options and stuff. Like you can grab parts of the ground. You can double jump off of them. You can grab them. And you can use them to surf. Right, so I'll go down there, you'll see. You can grab a thing and then you can surf on it. It's just insane. They literally thought of everything. You can still ground pound, right, that you're used to. Like, it's just, they thought of everything. And then you combine that with the ability to like transform into the other things. It's just insane. This game is a 10 out of 10. It's a really great game. And then they also have, I guess this will be the last thing I show you. They have, they have all these other outfits and stuff that you can unlock. So like, I've already beat the game and maxed out everything. So when I use my abilities, it like makes a trail of gold behind me, which is pretty tight, but that's not what I was gonna show you. You can like change Donkey Kong's look up. So he doesn't have to have like this standard fur, right? He can have like, for instance, he can be green. Or blue. Or pink or yellow. And many other interesting colors. I like this one a lot, it looks cool. I also like this one. And there's like these shiny variants. Then you have like these two-toned or multi-toned colors, which are really nice. And then you have some that are like split down the middle, which is kind of interesting. These guys, like half and half. And then you can wear these outfits, right? Like you can change his ties. And they have they have different attributes that they give you. Like this one makes you invisible. For instance. You said, I don't know if you remember, but on Donkey Kong 64 you could play split screen mode with these different colored Kong. Yeah, I do remember you could play multiplayer. That doesn't exist here. That isn't here. That was only on Donkey Kong 64. Let me see. Dylan says, I know there's a lot of negativity surrounding Nintendo about the pricing and how video games are just getting worse and expensive, but you kept your love for Nintendo strong like I did. Yeah, man, me too, bro. I love Nintendo. Nintendo's awesome. I also love Xbox and PlayStation, so, you know. They all make great games. They all make great hardware. Like, it's awesome. OSCs, thank you again, brother. Of course, man. Sorry, I've been streaming for quite a few hours, and unfortunately I have to wake up early in the morning and go to work. Otherwise, I would keep playing and show you. But if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, bro. I stream Monday through Friday. Sometimes I stream on the weekends, but I stream every Monday through Friday. I play all kinds of games. And as you can see on my Switch 2, I have a ton of games. These are my Switch 2 games. I have a ton of them. So there's never a supply shortage of games here. And I also have an Xbox. I also have a PS5. So there's tons to play. And we play with the community. We play Super Smash Bros. With everyone. We play Mario Kart. It's a great time, man. So if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't hit that like button on the live, do me a favor, hit that like button. This right here concludes the Donkey Kong Bonanza stream for the night. It's almost 2 a.m., so I got to wrap it up. I got work in the morning, guys. Shout out to my guys, Shade. Shout out to OSC who just joined us. Shout out to Dylan. Much love to you, Dylan. Shout out to Dragor Lord in the chat. Shout out to Alpha Zap as well. Shout out to John who was in here. Shout out to the Redland Runner. Of course, shout out to our guy, Aztec Gaming. Shout out to Yeroon, and Yeroon donated as well. Shout out to Vibes, who sent over a bunch of donos as well. I appreciate that. Shout out to the Hard Trier. Shout out to everybody who came through. You know, we appreciate you. And we'll be back to streaming tomorrow night. We'll probably be back on Donkey Kong Bonanza. We'll see what the vibe is. But it's always awesome to hang out with you guys. I appreciate you guys so much for hanging out with me and playing along with me. You guys are awesome. You have a great rest of your night. And we'll catch you on the next one. All right, guys. Peace.